Hello traders, welcome to this quick market update on Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Now a lot of traders all across Twitter or YouTube or everywhere, like people have been calling out for Ethereum to, like people have been FOMOing on Ethereum on these levels, and people are like, you got to buy it right now, you got to buy it right now. Well, honestly, I would not completely disagree because we are actually at a good support. Although the liquidity flow from this particular asset has just gone away. I mean, Ethereum used to be one of the most liquid crypto asset all across the space, but now barely anyone is trading the Ethereum Bitcoin US dollar pairing. So anyway, I'll just base off of my technical analysis on the 3-day time frame, which is, I think, very significant. And like, if you want to be looking at this entire structure, make sure that you have 25. Okay, let me just correct it right off the bat. 21 right here. All right. Just make sure that you have 21, 50, 100, 200, and 9. The 9 moving average is kind of significant on the 3-day time frame, and I'll show you why is that. Okay, so on the previous cycle, on this previous bull to bear structure, we had this immense downtrend beginning as soon as we lost the 100 on the 3-day time frame, and it just continued plummeting after that until we actually closed a candle above the 9 simple on the 3-day time frame, and then we had a golden cross right here, and this golden cross was between the 21 and the 9 simple. Price consolidated beautifully above the 21 after closing way higher than where the 9 moving average was, and that is your beginning of your uptrend. Well, these uptrends are scary. I mean, let's check it out. I don't mean to say that this thing is going to repeat again and Ethereum will literally shoot up by 1700% or something like that, but anything can happen in cryptocurrency land, man. I'm sure you must be sure by now too. Anyway, what do we have on the clear structure? We have the price action currently flirting with the 9 moving average, 9 simple moving average, and trying really hard, desperately hard to close a candle on the 3-day time frame above the 9 simple. Have been failing since a long time now. 2 months, yeah, it's been constantly failing, but it has not closed a single candle above it. Right? What are the momentum oscillators showing us? Price is strengthful on the current levels. As you can see, the relative strength has given a bullish cross on the 21 moving average. On the 3-day time frame, again, 3-day time frame is very significant in terms of determination of your own trade. The stochastics are up. They are aggressively up, and I mean, yeah, for the short term, it seems that it really wants to close a candle above the 21. And whenever we close a candle above the 9 on the 3-day time frame, we do make our way up to the 21. We do test the 21. So you do have a gap of 14%, which can be attained by Ethereum Bitcoin pairing. Not a big task. I think it can pretty much pull it off. And since the amount of divergence that we have, well, okay, we don't have any divergence, man. That's okay. Anyway, moving on. So when do you buy? The big question. When do you buy Ethereum? Well, you take a speculative position right above the 9 simple on the 3-day time frame. I mean, as soon as you see the candle closing above 9 simple, that's where you take a small speculative position and put your stop losses below the 9 simple, and that has to be a closure. Any candle that closes below the 9 simple has to be your stop loss, right? So what do we want to be looking at here? These things will take time. I mean, it will definitely take time to make its way up and onwards, but I mean, for the immediate term, this is what you'll be looking at: a closure above the 9 moving average on the 3-day time frame. That's your first buy signal. And if this asset is actually trying to make a good uptrend, if it is trying to establish that entire thing, then what do you want to see? You want to see candle closing above the 21 simple on the 3 day. That's very significant. It's very, very significant. I'll just simply show you why. Whenever the price tries to close above the 21, it gives a good uptrend, right? And similarly over here, 21.9 golden crossed, and the uptrend goes on. Similarly here, and a bit of good price action right over here also. And we have not seen that in a very long time now, the entire price structure closing above the 21 MA. So for your strong buy signal in a continuation manner, you want to be looking at price action closure above the 21, right? That's where you buy. And you wait for the price to progress. And now after that situation, what you don't want to be seeing is candles rejecting anything above the 21 and closing below them, like something like this, right? A structure like this is just not, I mean, you get you do try to close, but then you immediately just reject any prices above the 21, and then you just establish a brand new downtrend. That might be a bearish thing, but anyway, you buy above the 9 simple, take a small speculative position, and then you keep on increasing as you get confirmations on the 21 moving average on the 3 day. You really want to be seeing this thing to be like curving to the upside, something like this, right? Oh man, I'm not good at drawing these things. Anyway, so you want this slope to turn to the upside, and that would be considered as a little bit of confirmation that the Ethereum is actually gaining strength and the price could head higher. So yeah, that would be it for your Ethereum price action analysis. Just a quick recap on the oscillators. Stochastics are up, and the moving average is strongly deviated from the relative strength, which is nice to see on the 3 day time frame. So your uptrend can stay intact for a little time. I mean, at least for like, I don't really put any time frame into these things, but yeah, it's a buy right now. Of course it's a buy, I would agree. Anyway, everything that I share is never going to be any kind of financial, man, I just hate giving these kind of disclaimers, but of course, like, I'll never tell you what to do with your money. It's all up to you how you want to play these markets. Your gains is your gains, your losses are your losses. I do not have any part. I'm here to share what I see in the markets. Anyway, that's been it for the Ethereum update. I hope you liked the video. Give a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next one.